Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Prenton Preview.
On this side, a carrot! Yeah! 1-0 to Tranmere! Oh my word, Barlow! They've got a ball! Connor Jennings, James Norwood! James Norwood has scored it! Reese with the cross, the header, it's in! It's Connor Jennings!
Coming up on today's episode, we go behind the scenes to Tuesday night's win against Oldham. We have a Q&A with Charlie Jolly. We go inside the campus to see how the boys are preparing for Exeter on Saturday, and we get the pre-match thoughts of Ross Doohan and Mickey Mellon. First up on today's show, let's rewind back to Tuesday's dramatic win away against Oldham, where we go behind the scenes.
on, Charlie.
And what a moment that was for Charlie Jolly, which takes us nicely to the next section in our show, where we ask Charlie some of your questions from social media.
Charlie, thanks for sitting down for us and answering the fans' questions today. First question's not on the list, but has your phone stopped pinging from the other day yet?
Yeah, just about. I was speaking to people throughout the night and then the next day. Obviously, it's a good occasion for me, and it's back to it now, and all focused on Saturday.
First question we've got is from Graham. He says, what did you learn most from your loan at Chester, and how do you think you can implement this with your performances at Tranmere?
I think what everyone would say is probably the physicality of men's football. Obviously, I've had to adapt and kind of like curve my game towards being more physical and going away from youth team football and under 23 football. It's probably the physicality and having to use my body in better ways.
Ian asks, what did you think when you were told that you were going out on loan?
I was excited just to play games, and I just wanted to prove a point to myself, really, that I could come back and do well, and I think I've done that.
Mike asks, if you could ride any type of dinosaur, which one would it be?
Don't know what I know, is it T-Rex or T-Rex?
Go for that one then, yeah. That took the line. Daniel asks, just how good did that last minute winner feel?
Unbelievable. It's just a surreal feeling. At the time, I don't think I really knew what was happening. It was just like kind of a blur, and you see the videos back and you see how lively the fans were, and they all just run towards it. It was unbelievable.
Has anyone mentioned as well, obviously Nev got his first goal there as well, has that come on conversation?
I said that to him. I share live with him, so I said that to him. Like, funny that we both scored at the time. I said this time we've got to keep away from the barriers because they might fall over.
Ethan asks, what striker in world football who's currently playing would make your dream strike partner?
I'd say the best at the moment is Lewandowski, but I'd love to play with Haaland. I just think he's ridiculous in all aspects of the game.
Jamie asks, what is the best moment of your career so far?
Probably scoring the other day. I think at first league start, and my first league goal, it'll be one that I'll look back on for forever in years to come.
Liam asks, Ronaldo or Messi?
I would have said Messi at the start of the season, but Ronaldo's come back and I think he's just unbelievable. So at the moment, I'm probably saying Messi.
Do you reckon Lewandowski robbed for Ballon d'Or, do you think?
I think Salah's been robbed, personally. I'm a Red, so I might be biased, but I'd definitely say Salah's the best, at the moment, best player in the world, I think.
Holly asks, what's your favourite flavour of crisps?
Best. Do you know what I like? Do you know the squares crisps? I like the salt and vinegar ones of them. Weird, but I like them. But obviously, I like barbecue and smoked something. They're nice. I'm not big on crisps, but yeah, there's a couple of packs that I could go to.
We did ask George Ray this question, who you'll be facing on Saturday potentially, and he did reply Discos, which isn't a flavour of crisp. But, I think that's the running joke anyway.
Disco George.
Will asks, Chinese or Indian takeaway?
Chinese. I'm not a fan of Indian.
No.
I like it. Can't eat it.
Matthew asks, on a bacon butty, red or brown sauce?
Got to be red. Can't go with brown. Don't like it.
Not a fan?
No.
Callum asks, would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
One horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized duck? I probably just have to do the one. I think 100.
Massive duck.
Yeah, a massive duck. Yeah. I think to just be. Otherwise, if you had 100, it'd just be you get taken down and eaten, wouldn't you?
Well, we had a similar conversation with Stan Foley last week. It was either fighting a chicken every time he got into his car, or fighting an orangutan with a sword. Oh.
Yeah, I'd probably say one instead of 100.
He came back to me about 4 days later, changing his answer.
Yeah,
so
I'll be the same. Yeah. When I see one
when
on
you
the
think
street,
about it. Ben asks, what is your favourite type of bread?
Got to go for the Warburton's extra thick, haven't you? Doorstop is it?
The toasty one. Yeah, Josh York said the same.
They're good. That. I mean, that's my favourite. But if I'm being healthy, it's probably brown bread, isn't it? But not many like that.
Now, last one from Stephen. What's your favourite fruit pastel?
probably the best sweet. I like fruit pastel. I'd say the black or the red. I just think a combination of them both when you have them at the same time. That's probably the best.
I think are they the ones you don't get much of?
The best ones you don't usually get. You usually get like the orange and like the boring ones, but them two are top tier.
It's a long trip away to Exeter on Saturday for the lads. Let's go inside the campus to see how the boys are preparing ahead of the game in the middle of Storm Barra. And finally on today's episode, we get the latest from this week's press conference with Mickey Mellon and Ross Doohan.
Yeah, obviously it's important to the whole team for clean sheets. We're working together. It's not just goalkeeper defence. It's a whole team effort, and I think we showed that in Tuesday, where all the last-ditch tackles and the blocks, everyone just put my body in front of the ball, just trying to protect that clean sheet was great. So we just need to hopefully keep that going.
And I want to ask you a bit about yourself, Ross, as well. And you've alluded to it earlier on, but getting regular game time, because you've really established yourself ever since coming on against Rochdale. How do you feel you're benefiting from getting regular game time?
Obviously, I think game time is the most important thing. My age, especially for a keeper, you can do a lot of game-related stuff in training, but nothing's quite like the game. So I feel like game on game, you're learning something new, and you can always improve each game as it comes, and always learn things from each game, take it as it comes, and take it into the next game. So I think just game time is very important, and that's how you're going to progress.
And I suppose for young players at any level of the game, there's only so much you can learn from playing with other players around your own age, isn't there? You really only do learn when it comes to the men's game, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's completely different from my experience a few years ago playing reserve football and then taking a step up to first team football when I went out on loan. It's just a massive difference. It's much more competitive as well, and it's a man's game really. And reserve football is good and all, but sometimes it can be a wee bit false. But when it comes to first team football. It's just need to win, get the results, and some man's football. And it's very, very competitive.
It's another long trip this weekend to Exeter. We always talk about them being at the top of the table, which they are. They're in the playoff place, they're fourth, but they've lost 3 of their last 5 games in all competitions, and in the league they haven't won any of their last 3 as well. They've lost 2 of those games. Is this a good time to strike against Exeter, do you think?
No, well, it's always a really tough place to go for a whole host of reasons. They're always a team that's competing at that end of the division. You always know that. So no matter when you go, you know it's going to be a tough game. So we'll go there expecting that, with no surprises, and knowing that it's going to be a really tough afternoon. And we know that, again, we've got to beat our best at the things that we believe will give us a good chance of getting the result. So we're going to aim to go and try and do that.
And when you see a team have a dip in form like that, how much of your analysis and your build-up is focused on exploiting their weaknesses as well as using your strengths as well?
That wouldn't matter who you were playing against. That's what you try and do every week. No matter who you're playing against, you try and, is it a shape thing or is it a personnel thing? You would speak about what kind of mentality you think that they might be in, what place they're in. Are they flying high or are they struggling a little bit? All factors involved. You have to comb over every little bit of detail in order to try and find a way of trying to give yourself a chance of getting a result. That would be no different in any game or whoever you're playing against.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of the Prenton Preview, and make sure you like and subscribe, and if you haven't already, join the channel. If you're travelling to Exeter on Saturday, have a safe journey, and we'll see you at St James's Park.
One this time. McCarrick!